Winter in the White Mountains. It's an unforgiving wilderness. Every year many hikers get into trouble, while others never return. For this solo survival challenge, I'm up in the mountains with a wool blanket, no tent, no tarp, no sleeping bag. For tools, I got this hatchet and a pocket knife. My fire kit is this tinder box, a steel, and a shock rock. Snowshoes are a necessity. Without them, sometimes I can walk on the crust, but a lot of times not, and I'm sinking past my knees, sometimes to my waist. It's exhausting. That's how a lot of people get into trouble. It's just too much work to get in, and then you don't have enough to get out. Also, getting wet. Can't let that happen. For food, I brought jerky and iron rations, which is an old name for canned goods. I think I'll try the beef and veggie stew first. Good morning. About 5 in the morning. Sun's not up yet. This is Firewood Road. Walked back and forth so many times I stomped down a path. It was pretty cold last night. One forecast that I saw said single digits. Maybe it was lower than that, I don't know. Of course my thermometer had to break, right? Yeah. So I kept a fire going all night. When it died down, I'd wake up cold and have to stoke it. So these snowbanks are burned way back. I built this shelter by digging into a snowdrift against a fallen tree for like natural shelter on 3 sides. I left the front open because I like the open air, and also it's good for filming, right? I mean, this is a YouTube channel. People need to see into the shelter, right? Coffee should be ready in a few minutes, and then I might feel almost human. This is my first time using the Arcturus wool blanket out here. I've used their ponchos for years, and I really like their ponchos. And it seems like the company runs periodic sales, just something I've noticed. So the wool blanket was at a good price. I forget what, sorry. But as far as warmth, I'd say it's roughly equivalent to the vintage U.S. military wool blankets. The label says 80% wool and 20% synthetic. I would have preferred it was at least 90% wool, but 80% is doable. The weight on my scale is 4 pounds 9 ounces. So over 4 pounds, which is what I want, at least 4 pounds. More is better. Because that way you know that you don't just have a thin little rinky-dink blanket, you have like an actual thick blanket you can use out in the woods. And I did wake up a couple times during the night and it was cold because the fire died down. But at this age I wake up typically in the middle of the night anyway. If I was younger, maybe I would have slept straight through. But it seems to have been. Oh, the smoke has killed my camera. Nope, not smoke. My wide angle lens fogged up again. I mean, I'm out here trying to survive. The cameras seem to not last as well. Now I forgot where I was in my in-depth analysis. Oh well. In any case, I do like the Taurus wool blanket. Have some old U.S. military wool blankets. Emphasis on old. You know, things do get beat up and thinner and, you know, less and less warm and useful over the decades. One of them, I don't know if it's from the Korean War or when, it still has a label. I suppose I could research it, but the thing is older than the hill, so I was looking to replace it. And you know, Taurus, the prices aren't bad in my opinion. You know, I'm cheap. Saw a sale and I was sold, and I'm pleased. I have a new wool blanket now that's usable, something functional. The little hatchet is by Bushcraft. Little carving hatchet. Comes knife edge sharp, I'd say. There's a review on the channel. I'll put the link in the description. The knife I've been using in this video is a reproduction of the US GI knife by Marbles. I don't always need a giant knife, particularly if I have a hatchet with very sharp edge, meaning more acute an edge than your typical hatchet. Can carve if necessary. But since I have the hatchet for cutting and splitting, and this is for whittling, got a can opener, open my iron rations, cap lifter and screwdriver. So that's really cool. I've had that for years. I believe I got it originally at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, but it's been so long. this survival challenge was hard. I've had people tell me I make it look easy. It's not. It's very hard. And I think that a lot of people, if they found themselves in that sort of situation, they'd hate it. And this is how I have fun. So just for a few moments, I'd like to think about this principle where you have the same difficult situation. One person's miserable, another person's having fun because he looks at it as a challenge. And I believe there's application to daily life. And I believe that all men and women were created with purpose. So I have a calling on my life. You do too. Everybody does. We have things that are important to us. There are things that we love. There are things that we value. And they're worth fighting for. And I believe sometimes you will have to fight. But there's meaning and even joy in fighting the good fight, whether or not on that particular day it's going my way. Of course, I'm not winning every battle every day. Life isn't like that. You win some, you lose some. But if I think on that particular day, I've lost some ground, maybe, whatever it was, I'm not defeated. Because the sun is going to come up. And with the dawning of that new day, God's giving me infinite possibilities. Literally infinite possibilities. When I wake up, my feet hit the floor. What am I going to do? Can I find something worthy? Can I find a worthy challenge? And I will fight again. But please understand, I'm talking about fighting. No man or woman on the planet is my enemy. I'd like us to be friends. I'd like to adopt you as brothers and sisters, actually. So no man or woman is my enemy. I'm talking about the fight. I'm talking about my personal moral battle. And a lot of times that involves trying to do what's right, even when that's hard. God's created me with purpose. When I found Christ, He gave me a new heart. He made me a new creature. And yet, I'm learning the behavior of that new way of life. And it takes some time. I'm not perfect, far from it. I'm trying to fight, struggle to gain ground. And that's worth it for me. And sometimes life can be hard, and I'm saying this because this channel has viewers from all over the world, different countries, different cultures. And I know that a lot of you are going through some tough things. There's wars in different parts of the world. There's unjust political regimes, and just a lot of people are facing difficult situations. And life is like that sometimes. But I've been thinking, we don't get to choose our parents, the nation, or area of the world that we're born, what culture we're born into. But I was just thinking, if I did get to choose, and life is meant to be this heroic adventure, would I choose something challenging? I think I would. So if I've received that and I have these morals and values and things worth fighting for, that can be a joy. All Scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. 2 Timothy 3:16. If you want to get in touch, my email address is doug@dougshoe.com. The mailing address, Doug Shoe Bushcraft, P.O. Box 42, Strafford, New Hampshire, 03884, USA. Thanks for watching.